Everyone at this table is laughing. One person already knows the marriage is over. He saw it in a 2-inch gap between their hands. Nobody else did. He was right, and being right ruined his entire evening. Same room, same people, two completely different experiences. If this is you, you already know the worst part. You can't turn it off. There is no switch. But noticing everything is not your problem. Your problem is what your brain does 3 seconds later. 3 seconds. That gap decides whether perception is a gift or a slow-motion wound, and almost nobody is taught the difference. Let's start with what is actually happening inside your head. Your senses take in roughly 11 million pieces of information every second. Your conscious mind handles about 50. The rest gets filtered out. That filter is a bouncer. It decides what deserves your attention. In some people, that bouncer simply lets far more through the door. Nothing is background noise anymore. Everything arrives at full volume. Psychologists have a name for this wiring. It runs deeper than personality. Sensory processing sensitivity. Researcher Elaine Aron named it in the 1990s. It shows up in roughly 1 in 5 people. You are not broken. You are also not gifted. That framing is where the damage starts. Think of it as an antenna, not a superpower. An antenna receives. It does not decide what any of it means. And that gap between receiving and deciding is where everything goes wrong. So watch what your mind actually does with a single detail. Your friend replies to your message with 3 words instead of 7. You catch it instantly. That is the antenna doing its job. Nothing is wrong yet. Accurate perception costs you nothing. Then the second thing happens. And the second thing is not perception. Your brain builds a story. Instantly, automatically, without asking permission. Are they angry? Did I say something? Was it last Tuesday? The detail took 1 second. The story runs for 4 hours. You are now prosecutor and accused in a trial nobody else attended. Meanwhile, your friend was on a train with bad signal. That was the whole event. That was all of it. Notice what just happened. The signal was real, but the meaning you attached to it was pure invention. Seeing more does not mean understanding more. Those are different skills entirely. Nobody ever taught you the second one. So you got very good at the first. Decades of training one muscle, 0 training for the other. But the exhausting part is not the stories. It's the bill. Every story your brain builds burns real biological fuel. This is why a 2-hour dinner leaves you needing 2 days. Others left that dinner rested. You left it processed. 1 evening out, 3 days of recovery. Nobody sees that invoice. So you decline the invitation. Then the next one. And everyone decides you've become distant. Cold, even. You withdrew because you cared too intensely, not too little. The most perceptive person in the room is the most misread. But being misread by others is survivable. There's something harder. Eventually, the antenna turns around and points at you. The same precision you use on rooms, you now use on yourself. You replay 1 sentence you said, then you replay it again. It is 2 in the morning. The conversation ended 9 hours ago. A tiny thing gets examined until it looks like a catastrophe. This loop has no natural ending. It only stops from exhaustion. Psychology calls this rumination. And here is the uncomfortable finding. Rumination feels like problem solving. It reliably produces no solutions. It is the sensation of working without any of the work. And the better your antenna, the more raw material it feeds this loop. More perception, more fuel. That is the trap in 1 sentence. Which raises an obvious question. Why would anyone want this wiring? Because when it works better than anything else. For most of human history, this trait kept people alive. 1 blade of grass bending the wrong way meant a predator. The one who noticed lived. The ones who didn't. You are descended from the ones who couldn't stop scanning. This is not a modern defect. It is ancient survival equipment. The equipment never changed. The environment changed completely. Your antenna was built for 1 predator. It now scans 10,000 faces. Imagine a smoke detector calibrated perfectly for a forest fire, now installed permanently above a kitchen toaster. The alarm isn't broken. It is simply in the wrong building, doing exactly what it was designed to do. Which means this was never a curse. It's an instrument. An instrument nobody handed you instructions for. So let's write the missing instruction. It starts with one separation. There is the signal, and there is the story about the signal. Almost nobody separates them. They arrive glued together. Your entire quality of life sits in that gap. Try it. Signal. The reply was short. That is a fact. Story. They are angry with me. That is a guess wearing a disguise. Naming which is which takes 4 seconds. It changes everything. This isn't positive thinking. You are not telling yourself a nicer lie. You are labeling a guess as a guess. That is just accuracy. And a guess labeled as a guess cannot fuel 4 hours of spiraling. That handles the noise, but the antenna still needs somewhere to point. Right now, your attention sprays in every direction at once. Aimed at one thing, that same sensitivity becomes something people pay for. Look at who dominates fields that require reading people. Therapists, negotiators, great directors, all running the same wiring. The only difference is they pointed it outward and got paid. You pointed the same instrument at yourself and got tired. Same equipment, same intensity. One rotation of the barrel. A tool without a job will always find work inside your head. So give it one. Listening to someone who needs to be heard, writing, building, reading a room to help it, not to survive it. The catching stays identical, only the direction of the beam changes. But none of this holds if you skip the part everyone skips, recovery. And most sensitive people treat it as a character flaw. You are not antisocial for needing silence. You are running maintenance. Dev for rest days. Rest is part of the training, so schedule the quiet before you need it, not after you break. Recovery planned in advance is capacity. Recovery after collapse is damage control. Separate signal from story. Aim the beam outward. Schedule the silence. 3 simple moves, and almost nobody does them. Here's why. Because the spiral is secretly giving you something, and you don't want to lose it. Overthinking feels like control. If I analyze it enough, nothing can surprise me. The panel is not connected to anything. It never was. Predicting pain does not prevent pain. It only makes you feel it twice. Once in advance, in high definition. Then again, in reality. People who worry less are not braver. They simply pay once. Giving up that false control is the actual work. It feels like danger. It isn't danger. It's just unfamiliar. There is a difference. So what does it actually look like when someone gets this right? Go back to that dinner table, the one from the beginning. He still notices the gap between their hands. That doesn't change. The difference is he lets it be a gap, not a verdict. No courtroom, no 4-hour trial. He noticed and then he stayed. Later, he asked one quiet question. Nothing dramatic, just an opening. And someone at that table finally exhaled for the first time in months. That is the entire shift. He used the signal instead of swallowing it. Same street home, same perception. Completely different weight. Perception was never the source of the suffering. The suffering lived in the untrained 3 seconds afterwards. Those 3 seconds are the only thing you were ever able to change. You were never too sensitive. You were untrained and undefended. There is nothing wrong with a sharp instrument, only with holding it blindly. Most people walk through their lives seeing almost none of it. You don't. That was never the problem worth fixing. The world does not need you to notice less. It needs you to decide where all of that seeing goes.